Sebastian Rogers is an autistic boy. He's 15 years old. He's been missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. And everybody has been looking for him. Everybody. He is 5 foot 5 inches tall. He weighs 120 pounds. Sandy blonde hair, and he wears glasses. And again, there is no footprint of him whatsoever.
You think back, and there might have been a reason he was possibly upset or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside. Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. That morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving.
This boy, I've done told y'all, reminds me of my son that had autism, that is my third son. And he disappeared right down the road from part of where my family lives. And I take all of these cases serious. I am not playing about anything right now.
The original thinking was that Sebastian Rogers left home on his own, but the fact that he disappeared without a trace now has authorities looking into the very real possibility of foul play.
I'm not trying to accuse them of anything. I'm trying to tell you how suspicious they are now becoming. Yo, Daniel, sports highlight. Hello, Annabella Honeys. D, hello, keep up the chatter. Hello, Guidance. Hello, Heather. A laugh a day. And Wendy, hello. Susan, hello. Sue, hello. Donna Smith, hello. Carol loves embroidery, hello. Let's see, who said that? Hold on, let me get back up here. Keep up the chatter said, I'll be back as soon as Lolly goes off. Looking forward to being with you, Smiley. Okay, and can you tell her to please, because I'm going to tell her anyway. Can you tell her, please, next time she uses my stuff, she needs to give me credit. Thank you, ma'am. Anyway, hello, Cinderella. Cindy Lou, hello. Arnie Rose, hello. Michelle, no doubt about it. Hello. Archaholic, hello. Sassy Pants, hello. Mystic Fly, hello. Outer Banks, Susan, hello. Thank you. Keep up the chatter. Thank you. Hello, Sharon. Hello. Reality wins. Thank you for being a member for 5 months. Woohoo! Let's see. Woo! Thank you. BMW Coupe. Hello, everyone. Saucy. Hello. Hello, Sharon, a native girl, and Jessica Lynn. Shay Brown, hello. Kitty Catty, hello. If I'm missing any of y'all, I am sorry. Maria, hello. Put up them hearts for all these kids. Stephanie, Be Great 88. Keep up the chatter. Woohoo! Thank you for being a member for 1 month. Woohoo! Oh, I love your little dog. Oh, I love it. Ah, so cute. Y'all know I'm an animal lover, honey. Oh, my God. Yes, absolutely. Dispatch Crystal, Woman's Warrior. Lord have mercy. Please hit that like. Absolutely. Thank you, Guidance. Hello. Cindy Lou. Hello. Hindsight 2002. Lord have mercy. Every time I see numbers, I go backwards. I think I'm dyslexic sometimes. Love you all. How are y'all doing? Have y'all had a warm day today? It has been so nice. Yaya, hello, hello, hello. Sassy Pants, hello. Hello, not crazy by crazy later. Look, she said, check what we talked about. I did. I saw it. Thank you. Thank you. Karen, Kathy, Native Girl. Oh my gosh. Peggy, glad you're here. 70 there. It was 68 here. Oh my God. Oh, thank y'all for being here. I'm so glad it warmed up. I really, 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 really am. I really am. Royal Blue. Royal Blue. Hello, Woman's Warrior. You need to go to my neighbor's getting her door. What? You need to go. Your neighbor's getting her door kicked in. Lord, have mercy, honey. Well, that sounds more interesting than Smiley's. Go see what's going on. Get them binoculars out. Go record that. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't gonna tell you that. Go see what's going on, honey. That sounds more important than being here. Wait, what? Wait, what? Hello, wait, what? Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Y'all, what y'all got going on, honey? I ain't had nothing interesting, like nobody's doors getting kicked in or nothing now. Oh my gosh. Maybe I need to get out and about and see what's going on around here. Hello, hello. You made us some homemade banana pudding. That sounds good. That sounds good. I had me some salad earlier. It was such a huge salad, though. That's what I'm going to have for supper, too. It was about this big, I swear. I cut half of it in half, and I just put it in there and said, don't touch it. I'll eat it for supper. Oh, a DV situation. Oh, how horrible. Blue light's already there. Oh, whoo, prayers, Lordy, Lordy. Yeah, I love a big salad every once in a while. Pot roast there. That sounds good. I know Megan Boswell. I'm gonna follow that. I'm gonna follow the trial. I've had several people ask me to. It's sad, sad. Yeah. At least, well, not at least. I shouldn't say it like that. But it's just the trial, right? But it's still gonna be sad. Chicken and dumplings. Chicken and dumplings sound good. Yeah, that poor baby girl. Horrific what she did to her. You live on a quiet street. Your kids are terrified. Oh, I bet. Yeah, and you never know with domestic violence what it's will turn into. And sometimes, if they get out the pew pew and them stray bullets can go anywhere. I mean, and and I don't know about you, but your kids or whatever, it's your neighbors, and that's hard to see, sad, sad, sad. Yeah, bunch of evilness is gonna be in that case. Oh, thank you, Holly. You always got something kind to say. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's in Tennessee. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's all sad, You got to protect yourself. PA was 50s today. Hey, Laura. Hello, hello. It is hard to get away from, Peggy. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's easy. I will do this and I'll do that." It's not for a lot of people. It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done, right? She was beautiful, those eyes. Yeah. Hey, Dirty Diana. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. So welcome in, everyone. We're going to kind of pick up where we left off last night because I had a whole lot more to say and do, and it just kind of got, it was good. It didn't get side railed or anything. I was just like, this is a good time to probably end it right here. So I did end it. Hey, Frank, hello. Thank you, honey. Hey, Rose Reed. Hello, hello, everybody coming in. So I want to tell you, there's people that has been on here, and it's understandable if you don't know. Let me just get this off my chest, okay? I just want to get it off my chest. Because, Smiley's a dumb bunny, okay? And, you can pick your fights, and you can do whatever you want. And that Smiley's tried to be good. But when Smiley knows people's just doing shit to crawl up, or when Smiley knows people just does stuff to crawl up other people's ass, and they know that they've been here at least as long as Smiley has. There's some things that just have to be addressed, especially when it's my stuff. Okay. Well, so I'm just going to put this out here. I've always told y'all, I don't care what anybody uses of mine. In fact, hate channels use my stuff all the time. I don't know why, because they hate me so bad. But no, I haven't, Karen. But they use stuff of mine all the time, and I don't care if it helps anybody or whatever. It's fine. I prefer they didn't do it the hateful way, but whatever, it is what it is. And even they have, I hate to say this, but even sometimes they have adequate to use it correctly. But I'm going to give a little tip here. I've never struck anybody. Well, actually, I take that back because she could come out and say, yeah, you did. Yeah, I did. I struck Tiffany Marie once. But anyway, that was whatever. But anyway, I don't strike people. I don't care about all that. I just don't care about it. Don't care about it. Use my stuff. Use it. Don't care. I'm not going to strike you. I don't care who you are. I've been running in the mud, running in the ground, and all things. But I think when you've been here as long as I have, by now you should know the etiquette, as they say. How about, and there's a reason that it's irritating me so much. There's a reason. Because you don't work harder than anybody on here, and I'm not talking about me, and you know that. You think I got mad at SF yesterday? These people don't know you. They don't know how you let a little bit of that Katie out. Oh, little Miss Sweet Girl. You don't work harder than anybody else on here. You don't work harder than Justin. You don't work harder than Guidance. Yeah, her name come up. You don't work harder than Bullhorn Betty. You don't work harder than these people, and you're no damn better than everybody else. So I would prefer when you use my stuff, because all you care about is the money and building your channel, that you give me credit. That's what I prefer. You know who I'm talking to. And I was going to say your name, but I don't think there's no reason to. You know who you are. I give my stuff to people that I think can do a better job. I don't care if my name's ever mentioned or not. But I'll be damned. This clip's been run into the ground with my interview with Chris, and I'll be damned if the likes of you will use it to build your channel, not give credit. And I swear to God, think that I will not strike your ass for copy strike reasons. Watch and see. Try me. Try me. Because I will. Hey, Tony. Okay. Let's carry on. Carry on your love. Okay, we won't get into all that now. I won't carry it on for 20, 30 minutes. I know how to behave. So anyway, back to the farm. It's okay, guys. We'll talk later. This happened a couple months ago. I just didn't come out with it. Thank you. Don't worry, honey. But we'll kind of pick up where we did last night. And whoever was on Twitter, it wasn't SF, because he I don't think he has the balls to talk back to me either. Don't tell me I need to go on about my business. And how did they say it? Let me tell you how they said it, because I'm going to address this too real quick. Hold on. And I'll tell you what I said back to them. Hold on. I will tell you this and address it. I usually don't address a lot of stuff, but I'm going to address this because I did bring it on myself, right? Where'd it go? Okay. That's the problem. I put so much stuff up and then I get so much stuff in here. Okay. Where was it at? Char-Ann. I think her name was Char-Ann. What? I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Her name was Char-Ann. Char-Ann told me on Twitter, she said, lady, thank you for that. She said, he owes you, she's talking about Chris. She said, he owes you no more interviews. Well, I'm glad, Char-Ann, that you watched the first interview. She said, get out of that mess while you can, before you may end up being dragged into court. Oh, I'm not worried. But anyway, she said, best thing you can do is continue to cover the case. I'm glad you want me to cover the case still. But anyway, she said, and be unbiased. The boy, he's got a name. His name is Sebastian. The boy needs to be found. Now, where did I put? Oh, and so this is what I told her. I said, lady, fair's fair. I said, lady, he owes me nothing and he owes you nothing, but he does owe Sebastian plenty. Don't worry about what I do or say. I'm not speaking to you, number one. And number two, I'm not getting out of anything. And Chris has an open invitation to come on my live anytime, and there is nothing you can do about it. So smile around and find out I'm not wasting my time on you anymore. Deuces. So another thing y'all need to understand is there is a method to my madness, and nobody can tell me what to do, who to talk to, and run my channel. Clear? Clear. Thank you, though. Just saying. Hey, Justin. Thank you for being a member for 4 months, my friend. Love you, love you, love you. And Jackie, my friend, thank you for being a member. I love all my peeps. I love all my peeps. So, do I expect Chris to come up here anymore? No, but guess what? I didn't ask Chris to come up here in the first place. He jerked me off of a live when I was over there with Justin and Josh and Trevor on Justin's panel. And guess what? I was not prepared. But guess what? I'm prepared now. Turnabout's fair play. So now I'm telling all of y'all to go get him and tell him to come over here if he so chooses to, because I have plenty of questions for him. And he is more than welcome with an open invite to come up here. Katie, I don't so much as want her up here, but you know what? She's got to drag along, and she's got to drag along. Because you know what? I still feel like Chris was there. How does anybody that is not there when something happened and is 3 hours away, how in the world do they know from top to bottom what happened? Please enlighten me. I don't believe it. Please enlighten me. You can't control everything. You can't control everything, Mr. Chris. So if you're trying to protect your mother, mommy dearest, or your sister, or Uncle D, or KT, why don't you come clean now? No, you don't owe me nothing. You don't owe me a thing. You don't owe these people anything either. But you owe Sebastian something. And this has gone on way too long. It's gone on way too long. But and if you didn't do nothing, don't you think you owe it to yourself? I don't think you're willing to go to prison for some people, do you? What will you tell your daughter? Oh, we're not supposed to talk about her. But if you're arrested, what will you tell her, Faith? One day she'll want to know. Do you have answers for that? If you didn't do anything, are you going to go down for these people? Somebody better go tell him I'm talking about Faith. Oh my God. Oh Lord. There's some things that should be answered. Hey, Judy. Hey, everybody coming in. You know I'll be fair. I'll be fair. You just got to have faith I'll be fair. That's right. No, but see, the thing is, Mommy Dearest will be old one day. And if she don't pass away from something except old age, she's not going to live forever. So who will take care of his daughter? It's a fair question. It's a fair question. If he's in prison, he can't do it. On Court TV in April, Seth said he thinks Katie was responsible. He knows Katie better than anyone. Let's kind of watch this a minute. Let's watch this a minute. I'm feeling in a mood right now. Hold on a minute. Let me put up my music. See, this is what you call etiquette right here. You say, full credit to Court TV. Full credit to Court TV. Okay, this is how it's done. Full credit to Court TV. Even when you don't know how to do it, you say it, and you get your mods to drop a link. That's how you do it. You know that. Okay.
Month and still no sign of Sebastian Rogers. The 15-year-old disappeared in the middle of the night on February 25th. His mother was the last person to see him and says that he left the house without any shoes on and just a flashlight. So where is he? Searchers continue looking for Sebastian. And this morning, we have a very special guest joining us on the program, Sebastian Rogers' biological father, Seth Rogers. Seth, good morning to you. And might I just start by both saying thank you and just that my heart and the hearts of all of our wonderful viewers really go out to you. The agony that you're going through, I can't even imagine. I've seen you do some interviews, and I've been so amazed at how resilient you are. And you've talked about how nothing is going to make you give up hope. Tell us, please, where's that drive coming from?
My son. He's my life. He's my heart. He's not here, and I'm not complete unless I have him. So it's the drive to be whole again.
You know, I applaud you for holding out hope, being so resilient, being positive, and who knows what can happen with this investigation, and any day could be the day Sebastian comes home. From your perspective, Seth, how satisfied are you with the investigation being done by TBI?
My son's not here. They have no evidence. They haven't. Sumner County is the one that's like doing it. TBI is assisting. I've asked TBI to take it over. They haven't yet.
Remember, this was in
There's
the early
just things
days.
that I don't think have been done.
What would you like to be done, Seth, that hasn't been?
I have a list of stuff, but I don't know if they've done it or not. I mean, there's been questions that have been asked that things that have been answered. It's really hard to have evidence if certain protocols aren't being followed. You have to start back over from day one.
You know, going back to day one, so Sebastian goes to sleep the evening of February 25th. It's on the morning of the 26th that your ex-wife finds that he's not in his bedroom. She is the only one said to be home. And Sebastian could have vanished sometime in the hours from when she last saw him go to sleep and from the time she opened the door. There's a window there overnight. Your best guess, Seth, based on how well you know your son, what do you think happened to Sebastian?
He's not the type to put on, he's not the type to leave the house without putting on socks and shoes. As for running away or leaving, he didn't take his backpack. He didn't take his switch. He didn't take his phone. I mean, just doesn't make sense. And he's not one to wander. He's never eloped before.
Are you leaning towards a potential kidnapping?
Anything is speculation at this point in time, because there is no, as they have said, evidence that leads towards foul play. But there's things that just don't add up. His mother was the last one to see him. She's responsible for this, either through negligence at the bare minimum.
Has she been a good mother to Sebastian?
Not in my opinion.
Why
This
do you
is
say
the
that,
third
Seth?
time that you know, my son's come up missing now under her watch. Time before that, her and Chris let my son get molested and raped in their apartment. And the time before that, I did a well care check because she let a known sex offender who, yes, did their 9 years in prison, but she left my son around that person. You don't do that. If you're a parent, you don't do that. You're supposed to protect your kid. You don't put them in where they can get in any type of harm's way.
Sure don't.
Seth, you said something very upsetting, very shocking, and I just want to go back just a moment. You said that your wife allowed your son, Sebastian, your ex-wife, I should say, your ex-wife allowed Sebastian to be in a situation where he was molested and raped?
In California. And Chris in her apartment. They let a child who was 5 years older than my son play with my son and didn't bother to check on him there neither. And he lost his innocence because of it.
Seth, I'm so sorry to hear this. I'm so sorry to hear this. No child should be subjected to any kind of abuse whatsoever. Sexual abuse can be especially traumatic for a young child. Is this something that Sebastian has struggled with since then?
Yeah, I finally was able to actually start getting him therapy for it last year. The fact is that they weren't doing the correct thing, clearing California. And it's just last year finally getting him help because he's a victim. And now I'm finding out not only was, he was a victim of that, He's a victim of not getting the help he needs. And, you know, I've listened to some of their podcasts where they make fun of him, you know, make fun of his dancing. Chris obviously has this thing about corporal discipline.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. Because, hold on, let me stop this music. It really irks my nerves. I'm going to stop it there because we all know, and I couldn't see it, and I'll look at y'all in just a minute. Yeah. Hold on just a minute. Yeah, I'm just going to stop it there because it's very sad. Y'all know the rest of it. You know what happened. And the reason that I want to play that, hold on a minute. I'm sitting there talking in my phone, sorry. The reason that I wanted to play that was because to show Seth was very hurt over that. But however, they just like he said in that part right there, he learned. There's a lot of stuff Seth didn't know. Okay. He didn't know that they weren't getting him the proper counseling. He did not even know until my podcast about the CPS reports and how they were making fun of him and abusing him and mocking him and things like that. And y'all can say what you want to say, but I have a point to this. And my point to this is, I don't know how they got around CPS not letting Seth know, but they did. So y'all can say what you want. The haters can say what they want. But Chris come on my live and he lied to me. He lied to me. He told me, he said it was, and he sounded very proud of it. He said it was one time. It was one time when he was 15 years old. It was one time. And he had a CPS report on him then, and he had one in Mexico. Seth heard that. Seth learned about that then. Then he turned around and went on Nancy Grace, and he lied about that with Nancy Grace and said that was years ago. And then he got on Web Sleuth, and she asked him about that, and he said years ago. And of course, Gray had to get all in the mix. I think he's just like him. I'm sorry, in my opinion. I think even Trisha, if that's her name, I think it is. I apologize if it's not. Even lost a lot of respect for Gray, which was her friend. Said, what the hell is he talking about? But anyway, never mind all that. That's just my opinion. Said, took up for Chris because he's just his freaking style. But he got up there on that show and said, that was years ago. It wasn't years ago. Just a few days ago, he had just told me when he was 15, and that's why the welfare worker come out. And in New Mexico, right? So all that happened. How did Seth not get notified and know about that? Well, I don't know, but he found about it on my podcast because Seth can tell you himself. He can tell Tony. He can tell me. But here's the thing. I even sent him, because I didn't know how to get in touch with him at the time, when I found out about that, and that was the first time he heard about it, I sent him a cash out, and I'm like, man, I'm so sorry. Because I felt bad. I'm like, I didn't know you didn't know. And I wasn't doing it to see if anybody knew who knew or whatever. Again, Chris got me, and I had to ask questions off the top of my head, and that's just something I thought about. You know, I didn't know Seth was in the bushes the whole time, not knowing any of this stuff. But he didn't know. And he was very hurt. And I found out most of that on the news. So Chris lied to me, and he lied to Nancy Grace. And actually, he had 5 CPS reports on him, come to find out. And hell, there may be more. I don't know. That's just what we know now. But he flat out lied. Again, if he wants to come up here and he wants to straighten that out with everybody, Chris, you're more than welcome. I'll drop a link for you. You're more than welcome. But I want to tell all of you something, all of you dodo brains who's blaming Seth. Wake up. I don't know how and why he does not know, and why he was not notified by the CPS cases, about the CPS cases. But I will tell you it happens, and it did happen. And you know one reason that I know this? It ain't got nothing to do with Seth. But my point is, the reason that I know it happens is because I covered a case that most of you was in here and was right here with me when I covered it. And all you have to do, if you wasn't in here, is pull it up. And it was Blake and London Devon's case. Remember that? And that crazy ass mother, if you want to call her that, through all that madness, when them kids, she had more kids, but when the 2 was gone for years, and because she was getting a check and they come out from the state every once in a blue moon, come out, when CPS come out, or whatever they call it there, she had a child pose as one of those children. And guess what? It passed. That's even before they expected one of the children missing. They just found that out at a later time. So nobody was notified. The real mother wasn't notified because she was a foster parent. So don't tell me it couldn't happen. It does happen, and it did happen. And things are still going on with that case. So, and if I was Seth, and this is just my opinion, when all said and done, I really would look into doing something about that. I'll just put it that way. Then I was looking back on February 26th at different things, and I was looking back at missing and endangered child alerts and all that from like the Smoky Barn News, you know, up there. And they had just put in there like missing an endangered child alert photo of Sebastian, and it said an endangered child alert has been missing, issued for 15-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers on behalf of Sumner County Sheriff's Office. He was last seen earlier today near Stafford Court in Hendersonville, wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses, which y'all know. But so, by the way, I was thinking at that time, I thought, well, you know, they got, hey, funny face, Brenda, love to see you. So I'm like, yeah, these people accusing Seth are going to be in the wrong side of it. I promise you too. I do too. So I thought, well, maybe the news is the one that got all that started. But anyway, we got all that straightened out. I'm not worried about that. I still say the 25th, but it is what it is. But so then I was just going down reading these little things from different places, and then I saw, because this is what made me, I'm like, well, the dates got mixed up. What else did I notice? I noticed Chris Proudfoot himself argued with someone. I think it was on Web Sleuth about the shirt, the long sleeve shirt. And he said it had pixels on it. And, I was sitting there thinking, God, why are they even arguing about that? Can't they get the cartoons right? Whatever. It's not 3 shirts. And I forgot who was doing that. I don't know if it was the PI. I don't know who it was. I was just like, Jesus Christ, can we just get on with it? We know it wasn't 3 shirts and, whatever. But it dawned on me. I was like, you know what? When he was on my show, and it makes a difference because it's on all of the Amber Alerts, okay? And it's on all the things. And if you remember in the beginning, we always question, well, why does this one have stripes on it? And why does it not? And yada, yada, yada. But Chris was irritated about the shirts. But then I thought about it. And I thought, either way, all this is effed up. Because you know what else is wrong? Again, maybe Chris can come on here and explain it. You know what else is wrong? See, Seth can't answer this because Seth was not there. I don't know why Chris is able to answer it because he was not there either. But obviously, he's able to tell the story from the beginning to the end. But I think this matters. So Chris on my interview said, the pants were questioned, and he said, oh, no, it's not that. It's remember the old style 80s pants where they had the stripe down on them? They were the old style, and okay, yeah, but I didn't just think of this until just now. I remember those, but weren't they the thin pants and not sweatpants? Were they not like kind of windbreaker or whatever? So what pants did he really have on? Now, were they nylon? Were they windbreaker with the white stripe? Were they sweater type, making them sweatpants? Were they, what in the hell were they? Come on and tell us. I know they were track pants, but what material? Chris said they're like the old ones. I mean, what material? There's different materials. Which one were they? See, it's not a sweatshirt, but Chris said it was a long sleeve shirt with pixel on it. So, yes, they're confusing this stuff on purpose. But why are they not demanding getting this stuff on the Amber Alerts corrected? I recall him on one of those interviews saying, we were going to get the date fixed. He even said something about the date, but I think he said we just never got around to it or something. So I got to questioning and the other stuff. Is something as important as what he's wearing and the date, you would think, is important and worth as demanding as he is, going down and helping his wife get that changed. Why is that? In my opinion, I think he felt it wasn't necessary. They felt it wasn't necessary. But that's just me in my opinion. It don't make it true, of course. It don't make it true. I mean, tell us, Chris. Come on. Come say what you mean and mean what you say. Why so vague? Why not the truth? Hello, everybody coming in. Yeah, I wouldn't call them sweats either, in my opinion, but that's just me. They want us all confused. I agree. So where is Sebastian? Where is Sebastian? Why is it so hard to tell? And why was this simply not corrected? Now I don't know if this timeline is correct or not, but this is the timeline I got offline. They said they have the time correct online as February 22nd on Thursday is when he spoke to his dad. Sebastian spoke to his dad, Seth Rogers. February 24th was on Saturday, is when him and his mom, Katie, went to Costco. February 25th, Sunday, that's when Sebastian and his mom, Katie, went to BJ's. I'm looking to make sure y'all are correcting me if that's backwards. And went to Strike and Spare. And at 6:30, Sebastian and his mom went to dinner at Texas Roadhouse. 8 o'clock up on returning home. Allegedly, Sebastian took out the trash at the street. 9 o'clock, Sebastian went to bed. 10 o'clock, Katie was on the phone with Chris. But see, Chris, remember he said specifically, he corrected that and he said it was 9:43 or 9:46. He had that time, boom, just right. For some reason, he wanted to make sure everybody knew that time was down to a T. Because I remember that like yesterday, like that time, I'm like, And at 12 o'clock midnight, Katie started falling asleep. So Chris told her to go to bed because she was falling asleep. And around 6 a.m., allegedly, she got up to go in there to wake Sebastian up, and Sebastian was not there. 6:03, Katie said she did not call 911, but she called Chris, who was 3 hours away. 3 hours. She didn't call 911. She didn't call Seth, the biological dad who works at the Davidson County Police Department. She calls Chris 3 hours away. Imagine that. I wouldn't be thinking of nobody that was 3 hours away. She said when she went to woke him up, he wasn't there. She said she couldn't find him. He's not in the house. So Chris, not Katie, Chris was said to call 3 hours away on a three-way call, allegedly. I guess about and this is where the times might be mixed up, but I think it was about 6:40. He texts Seth, who was at work inside a jail, downtown Nashville. But Seth was still on duty and at work, and he did not. But see, Chris did not try to call. He did not try to call inside the jail where him and Katie had always had numbers to the boss and everybody in there in case there was an emergency, just like any other employee had. He didn't try to do that, right? He just left Seth a text message telling him it was a 911, knowing Seth couldn't have his phone. So when Seth gets off from work, Seth sees it. He calls Chris. What's up? First thing Chris says is, don't be mad. I find that rather odd myself. Don't be mad at what? Why would he say don't be mad? Don't be mad. Well, Chris is 3 hours away. Seth can't eat him through the phone. He can't hit him through the phone. Did he think he was going to rush up there and actually KILL Katie because there's going to be cops everywhere? Don't be mad at what? Did you do something to Sebastian to make him mad? Did Katie do something that you're scared that Seth, being in the police force, is going to walk in and notice, smell, see, think that nobody can handle him and he's going to be mad? What? I'm just curious. That's just me. I don't know. And he tells him his son is gone. Smiley, when KP and CP left the house to head to Mississippi, they didn't say they had someone there watching their home in case. No. And that's another thing. Y'all. If Chris was any kind of man whatsoever, in any way, shape, or form, he wouldn't have needed to drag his wife along to his job or to go see about his job. Remember, it was up in the air. He didn't even know if he had a job because I was stunned. Most places would be understanding about that. But the point of the matter is, he wouldn't have needed to drag her along or have her go with him. He would have simply told her, stay here. What if he comes home? You stay here in case maybe somebody will call you. Maybe they'll need you. Maybe they'll need you to go down. You're his mother. What if he comes home? He'd have been telling her the same thing we were. Now, I hate this. If Tony's in here, I'm sure Seth might be in the bushes. I don't know, sadly. But I feel like, in my opinion, just me, in my opinion, I feel like they knew he was not coming home. They knew he was not coming home the 27th, the 28th, March 1st, December 25th, January 1st. I'm not trying to be cruel. Now, that's what, no matter if he's alive or not, they just knew he was not coming home. Because they didn't have to stay there. They used every agency that they could think of. The reason I think also too, somebody said they had a sighting on the 26th. There was somebody said that they thought they saw Sebastian near Newman's Trail, but that was not Sebastian. And they never cleared up that with the TBI. That's already come out. The last real sighting they have of Sebastian is on the 25th with his mother going home. As I said last night, was it possible? And it's just a what if. Was it possible while she was out on Sunday? Did she change cars with Kathy? They look so much alike. Could that even be a possibility? And then I don't know what kind of or they had Sebastian's voice in the car knowing he got home. But if it's anything like I got in my car with video and sound, they could have that could have been from Kathy's car. That could be why Kathy was spotted allegedly down close to Worthams that morning, so early before Sebastian was even reported missing. I don't know. Tell you the truth, I don't know what the hell's going on. But I know one thing, this is not a cold case. It's far from a cold case. And I can tell you, Sebastian is going to get justice, in my opinion. He's going to get justice. And I can tell you, Sumner County is working. Brandon Carter is definitely working. Seth is definitely still looking. Seth ain't going anywhere. He ain't going anywhere because he's going to find his son. Back when on February 28th, Sumner County said there was no evidence to suspect foul play. This was back February 28th. But the family has been cooperating. Cooperating and being suspect is two different things. Being cooperating and not guilty is two different things. Hey, Penny and everybody coming in. Thank you for being here. Yeah, she drove through the school really fast. I mean, why didn't you get out and look in the windows or try to knock on the door or see if there was a janitor there or anything? Why? Why not? None of that's making sense. Let's look at this. Hold on a minute. I think it's this one. Full credit goes to WSM News Channel 4.
Story where we kind of take a deep dive into some of the big stories that we've been covering, and this offers us an opportunity to really provide context and depth to some of the headlines that you've been seeing here on WSMV. I'm Amanda Hara. This is Michael Warwick, and he has been covering extensively the search for Sebastian Rogers, which is now in its fifth week.
Yeah, more than a month. He went missing February 26th. It's believed he wandered from his home, walked from his home, may have been barefoot. And here we are, more than a month later, no sign of the 15-year-old with autism.
And Michael, I want to go back in time a little bit, because you were one of the first reporters who we sent to cover this story. And you were kind of there during one of these original news briefings, and you asked a very important question of authorities about surveillance video.
This would have been day 3 or day 4 when the investigators came out and briefed us as to where we stood in the investigation. And I asked the deputy chief, you've asked for all this surveillance camera footage, all this doorbell camera footage from across Sumner County, from those specific neighborhoods where he lived. Have you seen anything? Has anybody brought you a photo, a doorbell camera image that shows you Sebastian? And he said that no, they haven't actually been able to put eyes on Sebastian since that night he went missing, which really stood out to me as a reporter, because we know everybody nowadays has doorbell cameras. It seems like there's so many of them across the county, surveillance camera footage. And if he was to have walked away from his home, you'd think that somebody would have picked up a trace of him. And that was not the case.
It really is mystifying. And you can kind of pick up on the fact that investigators feel frustrated with the lack of leads or the lack of movement, I guess you could say, in the investigation.
Exactly. It's something I sense talking with them. They are frustrated. They've covered 2,000 square miles in just a few days since he went missing in February. They've done another search this week. They're bringing in boats. They're bringing in ATVs and search dogs. They've got boots on the ground, walking through woods, checking ponds. And they have what they say is very few clues as to what happened to Sebastian. And it's something I sensed is that they are frustrated. And it's tough for them. It's tough for the public.
And it's interesting to kind of see, they originally decided to scale back their search efforts, right? So they said, okay, we've got people on standby. We're going to respond if we get a lead. We've got boots on the ground that can go immediately, but we're scaling back the search efforts there at the scene.
Yeah.
So that kind of happened. There was a lull almost in activity. And then within, since yesterday and today, we've seen hundreds of people now back in the area around the home where he disappeared from, his family home. So it's just interesting to see, go from this lull, no new leads from what authorities are telling us, to all of a sudden, this recanvassing effort that's involving hundreds of experts out there.
Right. Some new people that are out there that hopefully can shine some light on some things that they may have missed. It's important to point out that in the few days after Sebastian went missing, in those original press conferences, they said that they were working under the belief that he wandered from his home, that he walked away, and that they were out searching for him, and it was just a matter of them finding him. That was the original belief.
Yeah.
Here we are several weeks later, and I think that has changed, because now the TBI and the investigators are saying everything is on the table. Every possibility is on the table. There's no evidence that points to foul play. There's no evidence that rules out foul play. So I think that they're that has kind of changed a little bit. That belief that he just walked away from his home, sure, that's a possibility, but it may not be exactly what they believe at this time.
Right. So Holly Thompson had an exclusive interview with Sebastian's mother and stepfather, and they talked directly to that point and said, we don't even believe that he simply walked away based on his history. So take a listen to that.
He's not a runner. He's never run away before. I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
And so just kind of to clarify and give context to that, they're basically saying that this is not something that he would do normally. He wasn't the type of child that would just leave regularly. So that's why this is confusing to them. If he did indeed walk out the door, why?
Yeah, and he could have. I mean, there's only a certain number of things that really could have happened. Either he walked away willingly and it's just a matter of people finding him. He may have walked away willingly and somebody took him. Somebody may have done something to him. I mean, there's only a certain number of theories at this point that could explain where Sebastian could have gone. I know that people with autism, kids with autism, some experts have come to us and say that is something that they do. They wander. It's a reason that they check some of those bodies of water because they can be drawn to bodies of water. So it's like the word you used is mystifying, and I think that's the best word that we could use.
Earlier this week, it seemed like a little nugget was dropped by investigators that could potentially lead us somewhere of value. And they had mentioned during a news conference the other day that a pair of glasses had been found during the search for Sebastian. They have since come out and said the glasses that we found do not belong to Sebastian. This is off the table as a piece of evidence or a clue in the case, for that matter. And we have also heard from the parents who went on national television, the stepfather and mother, and they have actually left their home because the stepfather has a job in Memphis. So they've left their home there in Sumner County to be there in Memphis for work. And there was some criticism for that decision to kind of leave while the search is happening around their house.
Yeah, they had said in that interview with Nancy Grace that it was for the stepfather's work. She asked them why, and the mother had said that she wanted to be there with her husband for his work. They have since, according to investigators, cooperated fully with anything that the investigators have wanted, anything the sheriff's office has asked of them. They said that they have done. So yes, they've received some criticism for leaving, but as far as from what investigators have told us, they've done everything that they've been asked to do.
They also face some criticism just from people on social media saying, why did it take you so long to say something publicly? And in the exclusive interview that they did with Holly Thompson, they said,
it is an old
you
interview.
have no idea what we've been going through. And they talked a little bit about this emotional roller coaster with her that they've been on.
How are you coping?
We're on a constant roller coaster ride of helpless and hopeless and many other emotions all in one, and it's a never-ending roller coaster. It doesn't stop. It won't stop until he walks through the door.
And just a few days ago, you spoke with Sebastian's biological father. So we just heard from his stepdad and his mother, but you actually did an interview with his
Seth Rogers
dad. Yeah, and it was such a profound interview and so gut-wrenching. Walk us through how that interview came to be, and then we'll play a little bit of it.
This actually came out of, this was last Monday, and the United Cajun Navy had come in. They'd been searching for Riley Strain in downtown Nashville, and were here. And so after the resolution to Riley's case, they moved over to Sumner County and said, well, we'll help search for Sebastian. And we had arranged an interview at the place that they were sort of meeting in their command center. And they had asked Seth Rogers to join, and he came and was more than willing to talk to us for the first time. Was the first time I had a chance to talk to him. He's been out searching himself and was very moved by the attention this case has gotten, and you felt for him, and I know we have a piece of that interview.
Yeah, and what I appreciated about it was, the love with which he described his child. So take a listen.
Every day, every day. I have to. Stop looking is to give up hope. And I'm just not into that. He is my heart. If you get to know him, you'll smile all the time. When you see him coming, you'll smile. When you hear his laughter, it's the sun coming through the clouds.
Yeah.
I mean, just to hear him describe his son like that, goodness. It's just kind of gets your heart immediately. What is one thing that really stuck out with you? Because you've kind of been in the thick of it, Michael, boots on the ground reporter. You've been there among the search crews using all types of tools to try to find him. What's a moment or an exchange or something someone said that is really going to stick with you?
The attention that this case has gotten from the people who live in that area, who truly went out and were walking along rivers and in woods and checking their sheds as they were asked to do. We even got a chance to speak to some people who have autism or have children who have autism. And if you want to talk about people who have their eyes on this case, it's those folks who know what it's like to raise a child with autism, who know what it's like to have autism. And this case is one that they are thinking about all day,
Hey, Gina.
multiple times a day. And for them to get a resolution to this case
Thank
would
you.
mean the world.
And I think it's something that just resonates with all parents, right? Like this is every parent's worst
Absolutely,
nightmare, and to see
Justin.
this unfolding is just so troublesome. Michael Warwick, thanks for sharing your perspective with us. We should mention TBI says they've gotten more than 300 tips. They're really asking people for a couple different things. Only share evidentiary information. So factual information not based in rumor if you're submitting a tip. They want to hear your tips, but they don't want it to be something that you heard on social media. And they're also asking people not to spread misinformation on social media. They say that can bog down their investigation. They got to spend time following up on leads that are typically dead ends. So those are the two big requests there. We are on top of the search that is happening today. We're going to bring you the very latest on air and in the WSMV4 News app. If you've been watching Behind the Story, we appreciate you joining us.
Let me turn this down. This music. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was back, for those that didn't know, that was way back, like about a month. But yes, it is, Justin. Justin said it best. They can tell the difference in the parents that speak. And Seth, when he speaks, I can tell it. There's a huge, huge difference. And it's just, there's no denying it. It breaks your heart when you see Seth, because you see nothing but heartache. There's nothing but heartache. And others just like, oh, and you wouldn't expect as much out of Chris as you do Katie. I just dropped my bell. As you do Katie. But it's just like, oh, well. The only time I remember her even raising her voice or getting whatever is anything about Chris. Hey, Love Wins. Thank you for being here. Just no emotions there. And I have to wonder again, does she ever even bond with Sebastian? But still, that's her child. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you, Net Detective. All I can say is thank God that didn't happen for whatever reason. That would have been the last thing that poor child would have needed, is parents like that, in my opinion. But whoever had a hand in this, because Sebastian didn't walk out that door by himself. He did not, in my opinion, run away. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. And whoever had a hand in this, do you understand? If you're listening, do you understand if you know anything, that you need to come clean, because if you wait, you're going to be in so much more trouble than as if you come clean. Thank you, Hey Jude. And we're here for you. That's right, Seth. Yeah, well, that's true. Nina did say Chris didn't want her to have her own daughter. That's right. That's right. And if you think about it, none of his other wives had any kids, so evidently he didn't want any. But Sebastian is, you can tell he's a sweet, sweet, sweet young man. And I hope he's out there somewhere. And well, evidently he is out there somewhere. And I hope one day I'll be able to see him smile in person, because evidently he lights up a whole room. I bet no matter how dark it is outside, I bet he would light it up bigger than the moon. Hey, that girl 77. But the bottom line is, I don't think they knew or think that he was coming back, and they didn't give a shit. But you know who gives a shit? His dad, Seth, gives a shit. And more than anything, I want Seth to know where his child is. And I want his father to be able to hug him and be happy and see him smile again. And see him light up the sky and the room again. And I want his dad, Seth, to have closure. Just like I want the whole world to have closure. Because the whole world knows about Sebastian. So what I'm going to ask you, and you know who you are, in my opinion. Can you make that possible? Could you and would you? Enough of the bullshit. Enough of the bullshit saying, if you know where Sebastian Rogers is, can you dial 1-800-TBI-FINE? Listen, I think you're listening, honestly. I want to know, can you make it possible? Enough is enough. I'm just going to go straight to the point. Point blank. Will you turn yourself in? Thank you, Cassie. Thank you so much. He sure would. Would you turn yourself in? I pray that you do. Thank you, Butter Biscuit. Y'all can sit here and call me silly. You can think I'm crazy. I don't care. I watched a true thing on Discovery one time, and the girl talked her killer out of killing her. And he sat there and told the story at a later date on whatever. So I just point blank want to ask you, whoever you are, would you please turn yourself in? Because Sebastian didn't do this on his own. And if you don't, it's going to be much harder on you. It will be much harder on you at a later date. Do it for Sebastian, but do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Put my email up there, y'all. Smiley Story, SMILEY, STOREY, the number 2, U at yahoo.com. If you want to talk or you need help and you do want to turn yourself in or you want to figure this out in private, I will help you. The most important thing is Sebastian needs to come home. Sebastian needs to be found. And you need to bring peace to Sebastian and his father. And you need to do the right thing. Thank you, everyone in here, for joining me. And y'all have a good night. And I'll see y'all over at Justin's later. And I love you all. Thank you for being here. And I appreciate you stopping by. Many prayers for Sebastian. And let's pray that something happens real soon where he's found. Thank you. Bye.